Does this sound familiar? You set some amazing goals, get super pumped, and then 3 months later, they're collecting dust somewhere between your forgotten gym membership and that book you swore you'd finish. But here's the thing. It's not your fault. It's entirely possible that no one ever taught you how to set goals that you could actually achieve. So today, I'm going to break down exactly how to set goals that stick, and more importantly, how to actually finish them. You're listening to the Productive Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Tonia Kendrick, and I'm on a mission to help online business owners like you focus on the right things and take imperfect action. Every week, you'll get my best tips on everything from time management and content creation to planning effectively and managing mindset issues, all in an effort to help you become more productive. So let's jump into this episode. You know what the biggest problem with goal setting is? It's not that we're not capable of achieving our goals, it's that we're approaching them all wrong. Without clear, focused goals, we end up scattered and distracted. Think about it. How many times have you found yourself scrolling through Facebook groups, calling it work, when you know deep down you're just spinning your wheels, or chasing down every shiny object that crosses your path? That's what happens when we don't have clear, well-defined goals to guide our actions and priorities. Another mistake is setting unrealistic goals. That just sets you up for failure. Let me share something personal here. When I first started my business, I set this crazy goal of hitting 100,000 page views for my blog. Sounds impressive, right? Well, it was totally unrealistic for my business. And you know what? That unrealistic goal did more harm than good. It left me feeling defeated before I ever even had a chance to build momentum. I was looking at other businesses in completely different niches with years of experience under their belts and trying to match their metrics right out of the gate. It's like expecting to run a marathon when you haven't even mastered a 5K yet. But here's the good news. I've learned from those mistakes, and I'm going to share a proven system for setting goals you'll actually achieve. And the best part, this system works whether you're just starting out or you're scaling an established business. Before we dive into the step-by-step process, let's talk about why goal setting matters more than ever, especially in uncertain times. You might be thinking, why bother setting goals when everything feels so unpredictable? Here's why. Goals aren't just about hitting numbers. They're about giving your business direction and purpose. They help you focus your limited time and energy on what actually matters. Because let's face it, we're all working with the same 24 hours in a day, and we need to make them count. Let's break this down into 4 easy steps that'll change the way you set and achieve your goals. Step 1, start with reflection. Before you even think about setting new goals, you need to look back. I know, especially after a tough year, looking back might feel uncomfortable, but trust me, this is where the learning happens. Take a moment right now, maybe pause this episode if you need to, and think about what actually worked in your business last year. Think about those moments when you felt truly energized and excited to work. Then consider the flip side. What drained your energy and felt like a constant struggle? If you could have a do-over, what would you change? But reflection isn't just about looking back. It's also about getting crystal clear on your vision for the future. Where do you want your business to be in 3 to 5 years? What lifestyle do you want your business to support? Recently, I was chatting with a student who was struggling to set meaningful goals because she hadn't taken the time to define her vision. Once she got clear on what she actually wanted, which was a location-independent business that would allow her to travel 6 months of the year, her goals practically wrote themselves. Oh, and before I forget, I have a whole episode about defining your vision. It's episode 37, and I'll be sure to include a link in the show notes. Step 2, choose your goal type. Here's something nobody tells you. You can set different types of goals. I'm going to share 3 types of goals, and you don't have to pick just one type. You can mix and match based on your personality and the stage your business is in. Let's start with metrics goals. This is the type you're probably most familiar with. These are great for my numbers people out there. If you get excited by tracking data and watching the numbers climb, this type might be perfect for you. Instead of just saying you want to grow your business, you might set a goal to hit $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue. Or maybe you're focused on building your audience, so you set a target to grow your email list to 5,000 subscribers. The key here is being specific with your numbers, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. Then we have schedule goals, which are good if your life feels chaotic right now. These goals are all about when you do things, not just what you do. For instance, you might dedicate the first 2 hours of each day to content creation, or set aside Fridays for business development. I love schedule goals for anyone transitioning from corporate to entrepreneurship, or if you're trying to create better work-life boundaries. I often set schedule goals when I'm feeling overwhelmed by how much I have to do. Instead of focusing on what I'm going to do, I focus on when I'm going to show up for my business. Finally, we have action goals, and I have to tell you, these are my personal favorite. Instead of focusing on outcomes you can't entirely control, you focus on the actions that will get you there. So rather than saying, I want 5,000 new subscribers, you commit to creating 1 new lead magnet every month. Or instead of, I want to earn 6 figures this year, you set a goal to run a flash sale twice a month. Action leads to results. Now here's where things get interesting. The secret to actually finishing your goals? It's all about avoiding 4 critical mistakes that I see entrepreneurs make again and again. The first mistake is what I call the procrastination trap. You know what I'm talking about. Waiting for the perfect moment to start. Here's the truth. You don't need to wait for January 1st or next month or even Monday. Start where you are right now, today. Every day you wait is a day you could have been making progress. I had a student who kept putting off launching her coaching program because she was waiting for the perfect time. Guess what? There is no perfect time. When she finally started, she realized she could have been helping clients months earlier. The second mistake is what I like to call the too many goals syndrome. This happens when we try to do everything at once, and it's a recipe for accomplishing nothing. I see this all the time with new business owners. They're trying to launch a podcast, write a book, create a course, build their email list, and master 3 different social media platforms all at the same time. When you spread yourself that thin, nothing gets the attention it deserves. Instead of making real progress in one area, you end up with a bunch of half-finished projects and a whole lot of frustration. Pick your top 3 goals. Be ruthless about it. Because when you focus your energy on fewer goals, you'll be amazed at how much more you actually accomplish. The third mistake is the vague goal virus, and it's a sneaky one. This is when we set goals like make more money or grow my business. Those aren't real goals, they're wishes. Instead, get specific. Don't just say you want to make more money. Say you want to generate $5,000 per month through your signature program. Don't just say you want to grow your social media presence. Say you want to reach 1,000 engaged Instagram followers through daily value-packed content and meaningful engagement with potential clients. And finally, we have the unrealistic goal curse. This one hits close to home because it's the mistake I made with my page view goal that I talked about earlier. Dream big, absolutely, but plan smart. Your goals should stretch you, not break you. This is where knowing your numbers becomes crucial. If you made $30,000 last year, jumping to $300,000 this year might not be realistic. But $45,000 or even $60,000, that's a stretch goal that could actually happen. Now, here's the part that's going to change everything: your action plan. Because a goal without a plan is just a wish, right? We've all heard that saying. First, you need to break down each goal into smaller, achievable milestones. Big annual goals can be overwhelming, and they may cause you to procrastinate because you have all year to achieve them, right? Break each goal down into quarterly, monthly, even weekly milestones. Having a time limit will give you a sense of urgency to take action. Each time you hit one of those smaller milestones, you'll feel motivated to keep going. These smaller successes will also build your confidence in your ability to complete your goals. And I talk more about creating action plans in episode 25. I'll include a link in the show notes. Next, you need to track your progress. I keep this simple with a basic spreadsheet, but you might prefer a whiteboard or an app, whatever works for you. The key is to review your progress weekly. This keeps you accountable and helps you spot potential issues before they become problems. Finally, and this is crucial, you need accountability. Find an accountability partner or join a mastermind group. Share your goals, make them real. I talk more about accountability in episode 34. I'll drop a link in the show notes. I want to leave you with this thought. Your goals aren't just numbers on a page. They're promises to yourself about the business and life you want to create. They're the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Here's your homework. Take 45 minutes today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Sit down with a notebook and map out your goals using the framework we just talked about. Remember, you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start. And starting with imperfect action beats perfect planning every single time. And hey, if this episode helped you think differently about goal setting, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. And tag me on Instagram, @Tonia Kendrick is my handle, and let me know your biggest takeaway. Until next time, keep focusing on progress, not perfection. You've got this. And before you go, if you like what you hear on the Productive Entrepreneur podcast, then come check out the Organized Business Toolbox. It's my monthly membership for solo entrepreneurs who want to feel in control and take imperfect action to move their businesses forward. When you join, you'll get instant access to the Training and Resource Vault, and a new toolbox or course drops every month. Plus, we have monthly Voxer office hours where you can privately ask me questions and get my direct feedback. If that sounds like something you need, the link is in the show notes, or visit ToniaKendrick.com, and I'll see you on the inside.